What's up, everybody? Thanks for stopping by my channel. Today I'm going to try to take this 5.0 badge off the back of here. I don't know, somebody added it, I guess, at some point. This car wouldn't have come with a 5.0 badge right there, so I don't know, to me I think it's just a little too much. I'm going to leave the LX badge, that would have been there. And of course the Ford badge, that would have been there too, so why not leave that one as well? But I don't know, 3 just seems like too many. But I'm going to go through this and show you how I go about doing this type of thing. If you have a better way of going about it, let me know in the comments, or send me a message or something. Give me some guidance, some inspiration. If you're a professional detailer and say I'm completely wrong, then I mean, cool, let me know. So I always use these things when I remove this type of stuff. This is like a box banding strip. I know a lot of people use like dental floss or something like that, which I think that works fine, but this gives you just a little bit more grip, a little bit more purchase, and it's a little bit stronger. But first things first, I'm gonna use this heat gun that's probably 15 years older than me and warm it up a little bit just to get it going. I'll spare you this part, it's kind of boring. Alright, so I got this thing heated up with the heat gun. You basically just want to get it to where it's like lukewarm to the touch, warm enough to heat up that old adhesive, and then just take your strip or floss or whatever it is you're using and go behind this thing and just kind of gently carve it away. It's definitely going to leave some adhesive behind, but that's the next step. You just gotta get it broke free and off there first, and be nice to your paint. This one's actually coming apart pretty smoothly. Try to do it all in one piece. If you get it about halfway, do not try and grab it and peel it up, because you could dent or scratch the other side over here where you haven't broken it loose with the adhesive yet. So just be real careful about it. And pull it straight up. Came up pretty nicely. And honestly, it didn't really leave too much adhesive behind. I've done this before on other stuff and it's been a whole lot worse. But there's definitely going to be like some ghost color right there, just from where like this part of the paint's been hit by the sun and this part has not. So I'm going to show you how to overcome that and how to get that out. I'm using this Jack's Wax. Just a full disclaimer on this, I purchased all this. I've never been approached by them to make a video or anything like that, and I haven't used this yet either, so this is all my opinion on how this is going to turn out. This is like a polishing system that they sell, where it comes with the cut, the polish, and then the final finish. It comes with these 4 pads. There's a foam cutting pad. This pad is really coarse. I don't think I'm going to use this pad on this application, just because it's really not that bad. This pad, on the other hand, is a wool cutting pad, and it's considerably softer, but you can definitely still do damage with it if you're not careful. This is a soft foam polishing pad. This one will probably be pretty good for doing the step 2. So I'll probably use this for step 1, this for step 2, and this is a wool polish pad, and I'll probably use this for step 3. Also, I have an orbital and I have a straight polisher. This time I'm probably going to use the orbital pretty much this entire time, because that polisher, I mean, that's for getting out some real serious imperfections or polishing fresh paint, getting a nice clear, getting out lots of swirls and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I'm going to set this camera back down and I'm going to start going at it. Alright, so nothing special here, just quick wax. I'm just going to use that to wipe it off and see how it comes out. Couple tiny little pieces of adhesive here, but nothing serious. Go a little bit on them with a plastic razor just to break it loose some. Be gentle with these things because they will scratch your paint even though it's plastic. I'm just using it to get most of that adhesive broken off there. Now most of it's coming free pretty clean, like it's kind of gunking up on the edge of the razor right there. I know it sounds terrible. I hate feeling like I'm scratching my really half-assed nice paint, but it's what you do to be cool, right? Alright, so let's hit it with that orbital real quick, and we're gonna start with step one, start with that cut step and see how it goes. So like I said, white wool pad. You can still do damage with this, so be careful, especially on the edge right there. If you hover on the edge, it'll just dig in too much. You want to make sure you're on a nice flat spot like that. On edges like that, I tend to try to hand polish anything like that just to make sure I'm not going to cut through the paint. Usually it's thinnest right there. All right, step one, Jack's Wax Perfect Cut. Make sure you give this stuff a good shake because it has some sort of texture, some sort of grit in there, and that stuff tends to fall to the bottom of the bottle a little bit. So shake it up real good before you actually apply any onto your pad. And let's see how this goes. Doesn't take much, just put a couple little dots on there. I'm gonna set my orbital here real low. This thing goes 1 to 6. I'm gonna start on 2 and see how this goes. My stuff here is trying to slide down the trunk of the car, so I'm going to move that real fast before it falls. I guess the rest of the car is actually waxed pretty good if that's the case, so that's cool. Right. Add a little bit more polish on here. Alright, let's see how this works. Let's take a look real quick. Wipe off this excess. I got a little bit of adhesive still right there, and I don't know if the camera's really picking it up, but there is still a little bit of a ghosting there. So I'm gonna hit it just a little bit more. Carefully, that is. Very carefully. Okay, so we're almost there on step one, at least that is. Always kind of keep it lubricated when you're wiping it down. Just help wipe away any debris or any extra adhesive. Tiny little spot right there. Use your nail if you can do it to avoid using a razor blade as much as possible. Make less scratches in your paint that way. But honestly, that already cleaned up real well. I of course am going to go ahead and hit it with the step 2 and step 1. And actually, I'm going to go across this whole back side of the trunk right here just to make sure it's nice and even. Because if I polish right here and then don't polish over here, once this thing hits the sun, you'll be able to tell pretty easily, I think. All right. Let's do it. Once again, shake it up, new bottle, perfect polish. Phase 2. This stuff's a little bit runnier than step 1 was. That step 1, I put a little bit in between my fingers and I could feel the grit in it. It's definitely got a little bit more texture. This one shouldn't. This one should be, like, think about sandpaper. That first one is a 1,000 grit, and then this is a 2,000 grit wet sand, probably. Just, yeah, for reference. Not exactly identical, but you know what I mean. All right, black pad. All right. So if you can see, there's actually little swirls now. That swirl is just the actual polish itself. Wipes right off real nice and clean like. And I mean, honestly, already it feels fantastic. It feels really good. The paint on this car feels good to begin with, but yeah, now it's real nice and smooth right there. But just for the sake of doing it, of course, I'm gonna go ahead and hit step 3 on it just to see how it works. All right, beer break. Okay. Black wool pad. This pad's really soft. Or, I don't even think it's wool, it's actually microfiber. And final finish, step 3. This stuff is very runny. Of course, if you don't have an orbital or a regular polisher, you can do this by hand. It'll take forever and you'll hate yourself and you'll go to Harbor Freight or Lowe's or whatever and buy a polisher immediately probably. But I'm fortunate enough to have already bought these things. See, I used a little bit too much polish. Not a big deal. That'll wipe right off. Headlight or tail light probably needed polished anyway. Okay, so just give it a quick rub down. I hit the little LX badge with the edge of that microfiber, and little pieces of microfiber started kind of flying around on me, but no harm done. But I mean, this thing feels smooth as as good as you could really want it to. Like I said, it's certainly not a perfect paint job. If you look real closely, there's some imperfections in there. But it does look pretty good, and I'm pretty happy with it. And I mean, overall, that Jack's Wax stuff seems pretty good. I actually bought it because Foxcast Media, he was pitching it. I guess he's sponsored by him or something like that. So I just thought it was worth a try, something different. I've always used like McGuire's and stuff like that. Had pretty good luck with that stuff, but there's an actual Jack's Wax store here in Nashville, so I figured I'd try something different. So now that's done, and I am happy with it. I don't really need to do anything else. There's a tiny little spot right there. I'll come back and get that. Not a big deal. I'm not gonna put you guys through that. But now that part's done, if you look in my stripes, I don't know if the camera's really gonna pick it up or not, but there is a decent bit of swirl in there, you know, and just in the clear and the black. So I'm going to, I'll save it for another video, but I am going to try that exact same polish system on the stripes. And I may indeed have to use the regular polisher instead of the orbital for that, but I don't know. I'll update you guys when I do that and let you know how it comes out. Alright guys, thanks again for watching. I'll do another video coming soon about like polishing the rest of the car and all that kind of stuff. See if I can get those swirls out. Like I said, if anybody is better at this than me, go ahead and give me a little bit of inspiration or a little bit of guidance. I'll take whatever help I can get, but I'll see what I can do on my own in the meantime. But for now, tonight, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna pull the heads off this engine and see what the internals of it look like, measure out the cylinders and see what it's bored to, see what kind of pistons are in it and all that kind of good stuff. If you haven't watched the last video I put out, I picked up 2 engines and a whole bunch of parts. Go back and check that out and let me know what you think. All right, thanks for tuning in. Catch y'all on the next one.